Be rolling. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga for Aging Strong. We are in the month of August 2025, and we're focusing today on some range of motion and strengthening in our shoulders. And some of the work we're going to do will prepare us for a pose called dolphin. And dolphin is a modification for a downward dog done from our elbows instead of from our wrists. Our wrists get a lot of work sometimes in yoga, being on the hands a lot. So it's a nice option to take the pressure out of the wrists. So what I want to do is stand in our nice neutral position with the legs. And we take the hands and touch the opposite elbows. So this is the correct distance that our elbows should be apart when we're doing dolphin. So if you can kind of keep that in your muscle memory and then bring your hands to touch into prayer. So in other words, we don't let our elbows go out like so, but they're not tucked in really close either. They're basically forearms distance apart from one another. So pressing the palms together, drop your shoulders down and back. And we'll just start to find a gentle range of motion, lifting our arms up, keeping our elbows that same distance apart, and then lowering them down. So we think about engaging through the chest muscles here as we lift our arms and the shoulders, and we're releasing tension in our lat muscles, which are big muscles in the upper back that connect to the arm bones. Those can get very tight. I just noticed I was letting my elbows drift apart. So I've got to hug them back in. Now as the arms come down, let's sit into chair. And then inhale, let those arms raise any amount above the head. And exhale. I always like that first chair pose of the day. You know where I like it is in my ankles. As soon as I come down right here, my ankles go, oh, that's a good stretch. That's the first place I feel it in that chair pose. Good, let's do one more of these, really reaching up. Inhale. And exhale, come on down into chair. We'll do a little bit of a pedaling action of our feet. So lift your right heel up and then lift your left heel up. Just switching from foot to foot. We're strengthening through the legs, working on range of motion of the ankles, keeping the core engaged, keeping those elbows the correct distance apart right here. Just shifting our body weight from side to side. Right and left, two more each side. And one, and one. Great, rise all the way up, release the arms next to you. Using our chair, we'll come into a down dog stretch. If you don't have a chair with you, you can do this on the floor as well. So we'll take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down toward the chair. Just walk the feet back. And really stretch through your lats. So using the chair, we don't have as much pressure on our wrists, not as much strain in the shoulders, and we can really work on our flexibility here. Just two more breaths. This might feel nice to hang out all day. Such a good stretch. Okay, walk those feet back in. And we'll make our dolphin arms onto the chair. So basically we have this distance apart. Then we clasp our hands, make a little fist, a little clasp, and then put our forearms down on the chair. And then walk our feet back and try to let the ears kind of snuggle right between the biceps. So how is this different from our hands on the chair? We have some bend in our elbows, which will stretch the triceps. Now, if you'd like even more stretch here, start to bring the fists back behind the back of the head. So behind the neck, so I'm really bending my elbows now. We'll stay here just a couple more breaths. And then straighten the arms back out. Walk the feet back in. And rise up. Your option is to find one hand weight. I like to hold on to it end to end this way. We're going to bring the arms or the hands up to the chest and sink into our chair pose. Now I'd like your elbows to be that forearms distance apart here, so not splayed out. Tuck them in and then press up any amount and bring the weight back behind you. Stretch and then come back down into your chair. So I'm keeping some bend in my elbows the whole time, so I'm not straightening my arms all the way above my head, just lifting the elbows up any amount. That's just a great stretch for you, but no strain in the shoulders. So the weight here is giving us a little bit of pull down toward gravity, assisting our stretch, but at the same time too, it's giving us that opportunity to strengthen our triceps. So if you'd like to add more lift with the arms, we can take them up higher, then bend the elbows back, then straighten the arms, and come on down. So let's just work on this at your own pace for maybe about another 30 seconds. Noticing if you feel the same in your shoulders from right to left in terms of flexibility, or if one side is tighter, make sure you're still hugging those elbows in. Make sure the knees are tracking in your chair pose. And let's do one more repetition here. And come into chair. Just rotate to the right side without moving your knees. So keep them pointed straight ahead. Come back through the middle. And rotate to the left side without moving your knees. Ooh, I felt a little pop in my right knee there. Back to center, we'll do one more each side. That weight stays right in front of the chest. We have our elbows tucked in to that shoulders width apart. And last time to the left. And back to the center and just rise up through the legs. Great. Bring that weight into your right hand. We'll take the feet a little bit wider. Standing tall, we'll do a little side stretch to open up the waist and then pull up using the strength of the muscle on the side of the body, the obliques and the QL muscle. So again, the weight is giving you some assistance in the stretch and then also resistance to pull up. If you want a little bit more workload, this hand can come here, reaching the elbow up, giving you a little bit more length through the lat muscle. We'll do two more on this side. Try to keep your weight evenly balanced between both feet. We're moving slowly, mindfully with control. Last one, come up. Great job. Switch hands. You can leave that arm by your side for the first couple. Just see how this feels for you. And make sure you feel like your body is sandwiched between two panes of glass. So we're not twisting and leaning over. You have your body directly to the side. And make your spine as long as you can make it. Possibly adding that arm up if you haven't already. Slowly stretch. And exhale, pull up. 2 more. I always feel like these exercises make me a little taller by the end of class. 1 more. And all the way up. Nicely done. Let's place that heavy weight on top of your chair so you can have it. We're going to go through a series of warrior poses. Also have your light resistance band ready on your chair too, so you can easily grab that. So I'll turn to the side and we're going to do a warrior 1 stance. The right foot will be in front, so we'll step the left foot back. Now you can have a little bit of turnout in that back foot, but not a lot, because if you turn it out a lot, it can either strain your knee or it can bring your hips out of alignment. And I want your hips to go straight forward. So on an inhale, we'll bring the arms forward any amount. On an exhale, you'll bring them back behind your body any amount, and then pretend like you're squeezing a ball behind your back. So you're pushing your hands towards each other. And then inhale, come forward any amount. Exhale, reach behind and squeeze that imaginary ball. Then we'll add movement of the back calf. So lift up on the ball of the foot. Heel is coming up, firing that calf muscle. Then press your heel down and stretch and open up the chest. Inhale. Reach back. Exhale. Hug the ball. 2 more repetitions. So nice range of motion in the ankle and the feet. Back leg nice and straight. 1 more time. Reach up. And hug back. Let's hold this one. See if you can draw in your core. Draw your shoulder blades back a little more. Make sure your head is neutral, straight forward. 2 more breaths. Feel that front thigh working and glute working. Great. Let's step forward to mountain pose. You can bring palms at your heart if you'd like. Just take a break and notice how your body's feeling after that series of movements. And then take a nice step back with your right foot. A little bit of turnout, but not much in that back foot. And make sure you have some room between your feet, right and left. So make sure it's not like you're standing on a balance beam, but your feet are more like railroad tracks. Align that right hip forward. And we'll inhale, reach the arms. Maybe we can come up a little bit higher this time. Exhale, press way back, hugging the ball. Your palms can be turned in or up to the ceiling. However you feel you're getting the best stretch here. And as we're doing these very basic arm movements, try to keep the core stable. Let's lift up off that back leg. Reach. You're stretching the toe bones right at that first joint. And then pressing the heel back, really straighten that back leg. Feel that really nice stretch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug the ball behind you, activating the upper back, stretching the pecs. 2 more repetitions. A little bit of balance work here also with the staggered stance. And 1 more. Press back, hug the ball, hold. Engage your right glute and slightly do that little posterior pelvic tilt, giving you that stretch right in the front of your hip. 2 more breaths. Draw your shoulder blades back a little further. 1 more breath. Hug those arms with intention. Good. And step back into your mountain pose. Ooh, the shoulders are thanking me for that this morning. So now we'll have the option to use your light resistance band. And I'm just going to slide my hands in there and bring it around the outside of my hands or my wrists. So our left foot steps back for our warrior one. Line everything up. So we'll keep those arms about shoulders width apart as we reach up any amount. Then pull outward. Come back in, then lower the arms down and pull outward. Then lift off the back heel, lift the arms, pull out, come down, drop the heel, stretch, and pull out. Good. Inhale as you transition. Exhale to stretch the band. Inhale to transition. Exhale to stretch. We'll do 2 more. You can make this really small, just slightly applying resistance outward, or you can make it a really nice deep range of motion if your band will allow for that. 1 more time. And press out. Great job. And step together. Now let's do a little down dog on our chair. You could just leave the band around your wrists. Place your hands on top. Walk yourself back and stretch. Just a brief rest here before we switch sides on our warrior one. Okay, great. Walk it back in. Rising up. Now our right foot's the back leg. Step that back. A little small turn out. Nice straight back leg. Inhale, lift the arms forward any amount. Exhale, press out. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press out. Adding the lift of the back heel. Rise up. Press out. Obviously, these can be at any angle for you on your arms. If lifting your arms isn't comfortable, do both of them at the low point. So just kind of play with this. Each time we change the position of our arms, it changes the activation of the muscles just a little bit in the upper back and shoulders. Let's do 1 more. All this can be done without the resistance band. Great job. And we'll step in, bring hands to the chair, walk your feet back, take a down dog stretch. So that was our warrior one stance. Next, we'll move into a warrior two stance. Let's walk those feet back in. Keep your band with you as an option. Take your legs the long end of your mat. We'll turn the right foot out so we can come into our warrior two position. So one of the most important things, at least in my mind, is keeping this knee over the ankle. And what the knee wants to do is collapse in. So you've got to fire the outside of your hip to keep your knee pressing out toward the baby toe side of your foot. Also tighten this glute will help you feel a release in the hip flexor here. So we'll take the arms up, elbows not really high, just a little bit below the shoulder, And we'll straighten the back arm out and then bring it in. Now you can straighten the arm on any angle. So you can press it down or directly out. So choose a position that works well for your arm. Then as we straighten the arm, we'll also straighten the right leg and then bend and come down. So your right arm is your anchoring arm. Your left arm, we're working the tricep as we straighten and bend the back of the upper arm, but we're working the shoulder to keep our arm up in space. Good, 2 more. Press it out. 1 more. And come into your warrior 2. Hold here. Relax your shoulder blades down your back. Then we can keep the band in whichever hand you want. Just open the arms directly out. And we'll take a reverse warrior, sun warrior. So what to do with this bottom arm? It can just slide down the leg, or we can wrap it behind the back, which I really do like. It's part of our back scratch or cow face arms position. A nice stretch for the front of the shoulder. 1 more breath. And come back to your warrior 2. Relax your arms down, switch the feet position. We'll turn the left foot out. Take your time to find proper setup here. Getting that left knee to track over the ankle. Back leg is nice and straight. Your torso is on whatever angle here that you can keep this leg in position. So it's kind of difficult unless you have really open hips to get your torso to aim straight ahead without that knee collapsing in. All right, let's bring the elbows up slightly, and we'll straighten that right arm, the back arm, to fire the tricep. Now, one thing that I really do like about working with the bands is the eccentric or negative action, because the band stretches, it wants to recoil and snap you back really quick. So you've got to do the exercise, but control the return. Let's straighten out that left leg, front leg, as we press the arm out, and then bend and come down. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more on this side. Great job. Try not to let your shoulder blades start snuggling up here. Keep pressing away. Last one. Hold that warrior 2. And then open your arms out. Turn the palm up on the front hand. Come into your sun warrior. Maybe wrapping that arm behind your back. Opening up the side waist. Very regal pose, very beautiful. And we'll come back to our warrior 2. Good. And then relax the arms as we shift over to the other stance. Rotating out here. Now we are going to do a side angle pose and a humble warrior in this position. So with side angle pose, we'll just bring the forearm maybe or the hand down to the thigh and stretch open the side waist. We can reach the arm way above the head. If you've got a block and you want to come down a little deeper, place the hand on a block. Just find your side angle pose here. Really stretch and breathe. Got stabilization here in that leg, so firing the quad and the glute. back glute is tightened to open up the hip flexor. Your body's as if it was between two panes of glass. Now, if we come from side angle to triangle, all we need to do is straighten our front leg. So nothing else happens but straightening our front leg out. So there's triangle. And then when we bend it, we have side angle. So let's do two more of those. Triangle and side angle. One more. Triangle and side angle. Now let's come up to triangle. And then reverse triangle, we just simply reach the other arm up to the ceiling and hold here. So this is a reverse triangle. It's very much like our reverse warrior, but both legs are now straight. And back to warrior two. Okay, for our humble warrior, we're going to bring the band behind our back and place our hands through it. So you can keep your arms low and separate your arms out and in. You can do it without the resistance band. You can make this very small, just a little bit of pressure outward. And two more. Draw the shoulder blades together, open the heart. One more. Good. Now lift those arms up behind your back, any amount. We're going to fold into humble warrior. You can also stay upright if you'd rather. We start to tip down, bringing the right shoulder down toward the inside of the right leg, lowering the top of our head down toward the mat. The arms keep lifting up behind us. You can put a little pressure outward into your band. Holding 3 more breaths. Good. Press down into that right leg to lift your body back up. And release the tension on the band. Let your arms float out into warrior two. Gaze over the front fingertips. Beautiful sequence, everybody. Let's do it on the other side. So pivot your feet. Find your warrior two stance. And we'll take our side angle pose first. Now, if we have our hand right up to the ceiling here, so it's perpendicular to the floor, this is side angle. If we bring the arm closer to the ear, it's extended side angle. I like the stretch in this one, but you can bring your arm wherever you like it. You don't even need to lift it. You can have it on your hip. All right. So if we are here in side angle and just straighten our leg, it gives us what? Triangle pose. And then we bend our knee, side angle. We straighten our leg, triangle. Good, 2 more. Maybe extended side angle and extended triangle. 1 more. Good, then hold. Let's see, we're gonna hold our triangle and then cartwheel the hands to a reverse triangle. Ooh, that challenges the balance. Great job, everyone. Come back to your warrior two, bending that knee. Then bring the band behind the back, just as an option. You can also hold a yoga strap behind. and just give it a little bit of tension. And we can open the arms and come in and open. So our goal is to open up the chest as much as we can, keep our shoulder blades retracted back as we're doing this abduction of the shoulders. Slow and controlled, 2 more. Any range of motion is fine. Great job. Okay, we'll prepare for our humble warrior, or you can always stay upright. So we'll lift the arms back behind any amount, then start to fold our upper body down inside of that left leg. The arms reach any amount. You can apply a little pressure out into the resistance band. Relax your head and neck. We'll hold 3 more slow breaths. And then we need to press up out of it. I remember last week when I did this, I needed to use my hands because this right knee is not cooperating. So bring yourself up any way you need to. And then come back to your warrior 2 and gaze over the left hand. Good, let's lower the arms. We'll pivot both feet in and then take your time to walk up toward the front of your mat to your chair. So you need to shake out everything a little bit. And then we'll move into warrior 3. So the first time we do this, no weight. Second time you'll have the option to add weight. We'll start with the right foot to be the front leg and square your hips forward so your pelvis is directly in alignment. We'll bring both hands down to the top of the chair. Now you can see your feet here. So look at your back foot, make sure it's parallel, it doesn't turn out, and start to raise it up any amount. It doesn't have to come all the way up, but I want your leg to be parallel and your pelvis to be parallel. And then we'll lift the right hand forward. This is our standing bird dog or standing spinal balance. It's our variation of warrior 3 balance pose. You can also take the left hand off the chair and hold and balance. All right, let's bring the right hand back down. The left foot floats back down. And we stand up. Now for me, that's a lot of work on my standing leg hip. It's a lot of muscle engagement isometrically happening. So let's try it with the left foot, the forward leg. We'll take our right foot back, line up the pelvis, reach to the chair. You can see your back foot. As it starts to rise, make sure it doesn't turn out. So your toes are straight down to the earth. Then our left hand reaches forward. Tighten the back leg glute. Make that leg really strong and active. Pull your abs in. Maybe you can let go with the right hand as well. Warrior 3. Just need a little finger touch on that right hand. Great job. Lower the left hand, lower the right foot, and rise up. Okay, second set of this exercise, option to take a weight and do a 1-arm row with the free arm. So our right foot's the front foot. I've got my weight there on the chair ready for me. Step the left foot back, bring both hands to the top of the chair, go into it the same way we did before, lifting that leg up in parallel. Then your right hand will take your weight. And we'll reach it straight down toward the earth. Now retract your shoulder blade back. When we have this heavy weight in our arm, it's going to drop our shoulder out of alignment. So retract it back, keep it there, and pull the elbow up and down slowly. Looking for 8 repetitions. 3. Can you activate the back leg more? 4. Little soft bend in the front knee. 5. Exhale, 6. 7. And 8. Good. Set the weight to the chair. Lower that left leg. And stand up. That's where we feel it, right in the outside of that right hip. Oh, I felt like it brought my heart rate up a little bit. Okay, let's do it on the other side. So left foot's the front foot. Right leg steps back. We hinge forward. Neutral spine, hands on the chair. You can see your back foot. Let that leg rise up. Reach for the weight as an option in the left hand. Once you have it reaching down, retract your shoulder blade, pull it into place, keep it there, and we'll pull the elbow up, exhaling. Slow, controlled return. 7. How is your neck position? 6. Is your core engaged? 5. Are you pressing into all corners of your left foot? 3 more reps. Is that shoulder blade still in place on your back? 2. And 1. And set the weight to the chair. Lower that right foot down and rise up. Okay, you have one more option for a warrior 3, or we can make it to a half moon pose. So our right foot is the forward leg. Left foot is back. We square the pelvis to the floor to start, and then we bring our hands down on the chair. Now, if you want to try this one with your big toe on the floor, that's a nice way to try this pose. So what we're going to do is bring our left hand to our hip and try to turn our chest toward the wall that's in the back of your mat. You can also lift this top arm here. And I have my right foot and my right hand staggered. I don't have them in a straight line. That's helping me balance. Hold there a couple more breaths or come back to your warrior 3. And then slowly come out of the pose and rise up. Okay, last one. Either a warrior 3 or a half moon. Step your right foot back a little, square your hips. Reach down to the chair. And again, I have my left hand staggered out on the chair a little bit. You can keep your right foot down and try rotating out, or lift that leg up. Option to lift the arm. Now, a real challenge is to look up toward that top hand. I don't feel comfortable enough with my balance to try that at the moment. If you feel pretty solid, you can turn your head and look upward. A couple more breaths, or you can come back to your warrior 3. Good, and then very carefully come out of that pose and rise up nice and strong. Great job. Now bring the palms of the hands together. We'll bring the arms up again and stretch. And I want you to just see if you feel like your range of motion is a little bit better than when we first did this in class today. So from chair pose, we let the arms lift, we stretch. You can do it with your dumbbell. We're just going to do a couple more for comparison. Good, and one more time. Get your maximum stretch. Make sure your elbows are the proper distance apart. Come back to chair and rise up. So we're going to have the option to do our dolphin pose down on the mat. If you prefer not to take it all the way down, then you have your chair to use. So we did it just previously. So either come to a down dog using your chair, or do a bit of a forward fold, bringing your hands to the mat and walk your feet back and do your down dog on the mat. I'm just going to slide my blanket for my knees here. So then what we'll do, if you're on the mat, is come down to your knees. If you're using the chair, you're going to stay on your feet. Then we're going to put our elbows down on the floor, and you can take your hands and grab the outside of your arms just to know if your elbows are the correct distance apart. If they are, then interlace your hands. You're making a little triangle here. Press down solidly into your forearms so you feel a connection with your tricep muscles. And then we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips up, and try to press your head right between your biceps. Now, if you don't have the range of motion for that, that's okay. You can be over here, but we want to try to push the floor away from us so we can get that stretch in the lats and the ears right between the upper arms. 3 more breaths here in dolphin. Good job. Let the knees come down. Take a break. I like to do a child's pose with my arms next to my body here for a break, but take whatever you need. If you're using your chair, just stand up, maybe shake your arms out. So our next option is dolphin push-ups. So it's basically just movement of the shoulder in our dolphin position. So either using your chair or the mat, bring your elbows down. Make sure they're the correct width apart. Interlace your hands. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up. Legs are as straight as you can get them. Then we'll glide our chest forward so our face comes over our hands. And then we'll push back. We're just going to do 5. Any size that works for your shoulders. These are challenging. There's 2. 3. Or maybe you're just holding. 4. And 5. Knees come down. Take your relaxation pose. We'll do a thread the needle to stretch the shoulders. You can also do it standing with your hands on your chair if you'd rather not come down to your hands and knees. So let's come to a nice, comfortable all fours position. We can lift the elbow up or the entire arm. Inhale, then exhale, reach through. Now this first time I want you to really twist as far as you can twist. So you have that arm underneath you, but your spine is rotated. So your chest is facing toward your back wall. Left hand reaches up really long toward the top edge of your mat. Two more breaths here. then using your left hand, press yourself up out of this, and we're going to do one more just a little bit different. So we'll inhale, maybe just the elbow reaches or the entire arm. This time as you thread the needle, don't twist your spine, just bring your shoulder across, but your head will be coming down straight forward, just like a regular child's pose. So we're just stretching the arm across our body. Across, not across. Across your body. The left hand reaches out nice and long. A couple of breaths here. If you can't get your forehead to touch the floor, maybe put a little pillow or a block underneath your forehead so you can relax your neck. All right, use that left arm to press out. We'll do one more reach up with the elbow or the arm. And then set that hand down. Okay, both stretches on the left. So left elbow or left arm reaches up. Inhale. Thread the arm through and twist your spine. So you're turning your upper body as much as feels comfortable. Right hand reaches way up to the top edge of your mat. I can feel that stretch right in the attachment of my lat under the armpit. Just two more breaths here. Very nice. We'll press up for the other variation. Use that right arm nice and strong. Inhale, elbow or arm reach. And exhale, keep looking straight toward the floor. Is that just the arm comes across and your forehead goes straight down and we reach the right arm out long. Now, if any of this doesn't feel okay for you, please modify, even if you're doing something completely different. I want this practice to suit where your body is today on your mat. Good, let's press back up out of this stretch. Inhale, lift the elbow or the entire arm. And exhale, back to hands and knees. Then we'll do an extended child's pose. If you're up on the floor, you can use your chair for this. We'll just bring our forehead down. Your elbows are about the distance apart where you can reach towards them. And then touch your palms together. Bring your thumbs back behind your neck. And then I just want you to kind of inch your elbows forward a little more and a little more until they're way out in front of you and you feel this maximum stretch in your lats and your triceps. We'll hold here 3 breaths. Then we'll perform one more down dog just to see how your range of motion feels after all of these stretches. So either using the chair or your mat. Wow, I really feel like I have more range reaching those arms way up. It feels comfortable. It feels much easier. Okay, we are going to come into either a pigeon or a modified pigeon or a figure 4 stretch. So if you want figure 4, you're going to come down and roll over onto your back. If you'd like pigeon or modified pigeon, we'll just bring one of our knees forward, slightly turned out. And we'll stretch over that leg. Now, what is our modified pigeon? Our modified pigeon is we kind of drop our hip over to the side, and then we can lay our chest over that front leg. That one feels much better for me, especially when I get to the other side when my knee is a little compromised. So find the position that you enjoy. And we'll hold here a few breaths. And find an equal ratio breath. That breath where the duration of the inhalation matches the duration of the exhalation. Great job. If you're watching later on YouTube, you can always pause and hold this even longer. Or let's either come back up to a down dog, child's pose, any other little modification to those poses, or if you're on your back, maybe windshield wipers before we do the other leg. Good. And then either your figure four or your pigeon or your modified pigeon. Come down, and I like to roll that hip down to the floor. What's most important is that you get the stretch that feels right for your body without having any pain or strain in any of your joints. In a place that you can relax in and not be fighting it or causing tension in your body. Find that equal ratio breathing pattern. Okay, one more breath. And holding longer if you need. And then we'll transition to a seated butterfly stretch or Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose where we bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open out. Well, so far so good on our recording. We did this class last week and we got to this stretch and boom, I lost the connection and lost the class, so we didn't get to record it on YouTube. Let's hold here about another 5 breaths. If you want to stretch forward a little more, you can, or adjust the distance between your feet and your hips. Good. We'll come up, either staying in butterfly, or you can cross your ankles or sit any comfortable way for a twist. Right hand comes across, or left hand comes across to the right knee, and rotate, look behind you. Good, and then we'll switch. I just realized the class we lost last week, we also did cow face arms and eagle arms. So I'll make sure to include those next Thursday in class. Okay, back to center, a side stretch. Keep the sitting bone down. And switch sides. Hello. What is it? And inhale, reach up, press the palms, draw thumbs to heart center as we honor our hard work today, the dedication we have to the health and fitness of our spirit, mind, and body, and the LisaBug community. And the light that resides within my heart honors the light in the hearts of each of you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to quickly get this turned off so I know our recording saved this time. And then I'll meet you in the other room for a little chit chat. Right. Hope the bodies felt great after class. Here we go. See you next time.